Alright, I'm going to be unboxing this a little bit of a different video. It's going to be a guitar unboxing because I play guitar, but this is going to be a Grote Amazon guitar unboxing. They make very cheap, really nice guitars. I'm sick right now, so if I sound a little funny, that's why. That's why I was able to be home for this. But this was under $200. Has a fairly nice, from what I saw from the pictures, a fairly nice green finish to it. And I bought it off of Amazon.com. And basically these are project guitars that you can upgrade. And they're just great looking guitars that are cheap and great platforms to upgrade. I did unbox before a SX Callisto, which is a Les Paul style guitar, and I failed miserably because I forgot. I didn't forget. I did not do a video showing how it sounded or anything, even though I promised I would. But because at the time nobody seemed to be watching it, I figured nobody cared, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have gave it some time and just did a video anyways, pretending that at least somebody cared. And because the video started to get some views, and people were like, "Oh, what about how it sounds?" And I was like, "Oh, duh." I ended up replacing the pickups in that guitar. It's actually one of my favorite guitars right now. That may change, but that one is like my favorite one right now, and I should have showed something related to actually playing it. But that was a big fail. So this time I'm going to try not to do that, and no matter what, I'm going to show how this works. Okay, I think the corners haven't been gotten very well yet. But this took close to a week to ship, and they shipped it with FedEx. I thought about picking up, there's a different guitar. There's, what is it? IYV, which is a decent size. It's a brand that a lot of people on YouTube pick up, and apparently it's decent as well. It's got more people seem to be purchasing them, and I could have gotten it like the next day, but I like the finish on this one better, at least from the pictures. And I still haven't gotten the tape off, but that's okay because it just pulls off. Here we go. We got the box. Apparently they don't double box these. Normally with the guitars purchase online, they'll give you a big rectangular box, and inside is a box like this. But this is the guitar. Basically it's in a gig bag. That's cool, they give you a gig bag, but it is a bit dangerous to ship like this because you're dealing with FedEx. In my experience, FedEx has been very they don't really care about what you have in your box. I make jokes that I heard the box slap up against my door and slide down. That must be FedEx. So, there's a reason for that. Alright, so I hope I'm getting enough of this on camera. I'm going to make sure that we can see all this. I hesitated to purchase this because I already have 3 Les Paul guitars, and I'm only buying this like, ooh, it's a nice finish. I like the way it looks. So here we are. Let me get the rubber band off of here. A lot of people like to fight with this. Screw that crap. I'm just going to rip it. I'm going to sit here trying to pull it out. You get the knife. Like that. Just sitting around fighting with it. There it is. Hopefully you can see it. I can see it, and I really like it. Some people don't like the green. I really like the green. Okay, well, apparently I've been made aware by my camera tripod that I'm not allowed to use it, because if I do, um, it will just throw my phone outside of the onto the floor, um, because it keeps slipping out. So I have to fix that. But so I'm gonna have to get old school and hold the thing now, because the tripod doesn't want to work. But this is the Les Paul style guitar that I wanted. It looks just as I was hoping. I would say these guitars are so cheap that normally the hardware that comes with them and things like that are fairly cheap and sometimes need to be replaced. But that's normally the expectation, is that you're getting a really nice looking guitar that actually just needs a little work. Although it's looking quite good out of the box. The knobs feel better than the what is that, SX that I purchased. The switch feels fine to me. I don't think I'll replace it. Normally, sometimes people complain that the pickups are microphonic. Most budget guitars I've received haven't had that issue, but on the SX, my bridge needed to be replaced because it was broken and caused buzzing and stuff. So here's the fretwork. This is something that normally suffers. So it feels like the slightest bit gritty, but be honest with you, it's not bad. Like, maybe I could give it a bit of a polish, but it's not really that terrible. It's fairly usable. Let's bring up to the headstock here. And here's the nut. And the nut actually is a lot better than the SX that I purchased. It's in a lot better condition. The SX, when I got my SX, it was all like, almost like bubbled out. So it's still, I believe, just a plastic nut, so it could probably be replaced. But there's that. We have, okay. So yeah, we have the binding on the neck. I want to make sure that the guitar body is protected and not like dragging on the ground. This is the headstock. It looks again, that looks nicer than the SX that I purchased. I wasn't a huge fan of the headstock on the SX. And we have some random tuners. Yeah, they feel kind of loose. There's a little tag on here. Beautifully made. I don't know that it's true, but it says that they started in '89, which is my sister. My sister was born in '89. I was born in '81, and I feel like maybe the frets could be a little. It's not even that bad. It's like the frets are, you could feel the ends, but it's not terrible. And I don't know that it would even affect me if I played like this. Yeah, so far so good. The action seems okay, so it doesn't seem like it's a lot like when the SX came again. That was like the action was super high. It's definitely not in tune. It's definitely detuned. I think they do that on purpose normally. It might need a neck adjustment, but that's that. I'm gonna try to see about. I'm gonna see what I can do with getting my camera getting my camera still. I don't know. Wow, okay. So this is I actually grew to like these pick guards. Some people don't like them. That's the one thing, if you take this off, there's screw holes in it. But because I started to grow fond of the pick guards on Les Paul guitars, this comes with a decent pick guard. It looks to be more than one ply. It's like maybe a 3-ply pick guard on here. The SX has a 1-ply, and it's cut very poorly. So far the my what's a face? My opinions of this, or my impressions of this, is very good. This looks to be a veneer. Again, the SX looked to be a printed photo. So that's not bad if it's a veneer. Honestly, can't really tell too much of a difference. I don't know that there's much of a 3D effect going on, but I don't know. You can see what that is, but it does look better than the SX. So far, everything on here is better than the SX that I purchased. I do like the single cut horn here a lot better, because it is not pointing outwards. It looks closer to a an Epiphone or a Gibson Les Paul type guitar. Hardware doesn't feel too terrible. It's actually more than I expected on this guitar. So I'm probably going to have to get this all set up. Let me look at the back. Here's the back of the guitar. See what's going on here. It looks like it's just black. Yeah, it's just black. The back is black. Back in black. And we got that going on here. I wish, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna bring the this is matte. Interesting. I'm gonna bring the my screwdriver over, and we're gonna look in the back cavities. All right, I'm back. Here is the cavities open. As you see, well, there's not really any shielding on this. Shielding paint or any shielding on that, and we have the small pots that I expected would be in here. That's what you normally get for the price. So nothing out of the norm there. And that's just what it looks like in there. Nothing that I haven't seen before. Nothing too wild. What this is. There's a, yeah. So that's what that looks like in there. And now I'm going to pause this again, and I'm going to open up the other thing, and we're going to look in there. And here is the back cavity, and it's exactly as I thought it would be. That's that. Another comparison with the SX. The SX had shims in here. This doesn't. So it's actually flush with the back of the guitar, and it's correctly done. So far, my opinion is that this is better than the SX Callisto that I purchased. It's in way better condition. It probably needs a lot less work, and seems fairly playable out of the box, with the exception of needing to tune it. Now we just got to figure out what it sounds like. As far as any kinds of way of knowing that if this is multiple pieces of wood or anything like that, it's so dark. The finish is just so... Yeah, the finish is so dark that I cannot see how many pieces of wood this is. I even tried to figure out by just looking for a seam or something. Sometimes you can see like a seam in the wood if you go over it at different angles, but I cannot tell you if this has any kind of scarf joints or any kind of multiple pieces of wood or anything, because of the deep black finish. And as far as imperfections go, I don't feel right like staring at this thing under a microscope. I know a lot of people do that, and it's a fairly cheap guitar, and it's like if you expect perfection, then spend more money. And even then, like, people are not perfect. They're not going to create a 100% perfect guitar. So if that's your expectation, I don't know. Maybe just go to a local shop if you can, because they definitely do another inspection, and you normally get better guitars from a local shop. Because, like, I have a Sam Ash down the street from me. They go over those guitars, and every guitar I've gotten from them has been really good out of the box with no need to set up. What if you're wondering what I'm pointing at here? Because I just saw something. There was like a thing right here. I hate the fact that this is shaking. I did put that. There's like a anti-shake feature. Get this thing out of here. But this right here is like a little bit of a crease. Some kind of weird crease in the headstock. Personally, could barely see it. It's very hard to even grab it on camera, but there's like a little crease there or something. But so far everything looks great. And unless it doesn't play or something, I'm fairly happy at the moment. You got your crappy little generic tuners. You might want to change them out. I don't care. Normally I just work with them and I can get them to tune fine. But I do have some pickups on the way. Okay, so now I guess it's time to play the thing, right? So let's set that up. Okay. So now I'm going to play this guitar through a Positive Grid Spark amp, which I just received. Oh my god, it doesn't work. No, I'm kidding. I am very surprised with this guitar as far as how it sounds. I don't want to replace the pickups, so I did purchase some pickups because I assumed I was going to have to replace them, but I actually really like the pickups in this thing, and I can just take those pickups that I have and use them for the SX, because honestly I don't like my pickup choice for that guitar. And I do like, I've used the pickups I have coming in the mail before, and those were the pickups I would have preferred in the SX. The SX sounded passable when I received it. This one, I really like these pickups. They do what I want them to do, at least. You may not like them, and I did find one issue where they squeal a bit. They're not microphone, like I can't talk into them or anything like that, but they do have a bit of a squeal. I'm either might be able to just gate that out, or I'll look into maybe removing the covers or something. Well, just changing my presets on the amp might actually fix it, because changing the actual preset that I have built in reduced the squealing quite a bit. So I may just have to make adjustments. I don't know. But now we're going to raise this. I'm going to stop talking because there's no way in hell. Wait, let me see. You can hear it. I did lower it a bit because I don't want to blow out the microphone. I'm only using my phone's microphone, but maybe I can do a more direct recording or see about. I have a mic, but it's not very good. It's not much better than my phone, to be honest with you, but this Spark actually does direct recordings. I'm not sure if that's loud enough. I'm just going to kind of up the volume just in case. And this is the dirty tone. This is, I think, my Mesa Boogie preset that I have. My dual rectifier. Well, actually, it's a triple rec. But It does not actually always stay in tune. Speaking of staying in tune, good enough. Okay, I'm going to raise it a bit just in case so that you can hear it better. I'm not sure how it's coming across on the camera. But... Okay, let's raise it a little more. So there's this. That is what I'm talking about. But it's more present in other presets that I have. I may be able to just adjust the preset and kind of remove that annoyance. Let me do a lesser high gain type setting. We're going to do an orange amp preset that I have. Am I in tune? Okay. Things sliding out of my lap. So, you know, that's a little more of a funky type sound. I'm not really playing anything real. I'm just trying to get it to make noise. So now let's go to a clean channel. Oh, let me try at a different location. We have our rhythm and treble, center, and we got nothing because I didn't turn the volume up. Everything's up. Make sure I'm in tune. Yeah, that's going to be the thing that needs to be. Actually, not bad. Now I got a card in my way, stopping me from playing the guitar. Alright, so just playing a couple chords here and there, not really anything like covers or anything, I don't know. So let's go ahead and go to the clean channel. Actually, hit the rhythm. Sounds fairly much the same. Let me see about going back to the rhythm and treble and lowering the... That seems like an issue. Okay, so I guess I found the first issue. That's interesting. Normally lowering one of the two does not completely mute the sound. But in this case, it's muting the sound. No matter which one I lower, it mutes the sound. So that could use to be fixed. It's not supposed to completely mute everything, but whatever. Okay, so yeah. Interesting. Never had that happen before. You're supposed to be able to just lower one. I don't know. Okay, let me go to a clean preset. Go to the... I don't know that it makes any difference because I'm going to the center position. It seems to only be the rhythm position, so I don't know. It sounds nice. I like the pickups. There may be some kind of issue with the wiring here. It doesn't seem to make any noticeable difference. Let me see if it does change. Okay, so there is a difference between the rhythm and the center position there. It's just that when I turn one of the volume knobs off, the whole thing cuts out. But other than that, I like the sound of the pickups. So there does seem, like I said, there does seem to be some kind of difference between here, but it's very minimal. To the point where I probably would never even use the center. The center I normally really like for clean tones, but in this case I feel like it sounds exactly the same, and I'm having issues with it cutting out no matter which volume knob I lower. So there's that. Other than that, like, I like the pickups for myself. The fretwork is fine. It's okay. It's not perfect. There is a little bit of scratchiness on it, but I almost feel like I'll be fine if I just play it out of the frets. So just bending notes and such will polish up the frets just fine, and it's not giving me any issues. The fretwork itself, like there's nothing stabbing me or cutting me. The only thing I did notice when I was going over this guitar in a more nitpicky fashion, which doesn't really bother me, is that there is this issue with the binding on the neck that looks a little beat up. It looks like they used some really cheap binding that was kind of like rough when they put it on. So there's like this weird nicked up look to it. But again, you have to stare at it to see that. And I'm just not going to stare at it. I had to stare at it, like I just said. I said that already. Who cares? Tuning stability, obviously I could fix that up. That's not even, it's getting better as I'm playing. So I imagine with playing it'll be better. And if I lubricate the nut, that'll help. So we have thicker binding, thicker pick guard than I'm used to on a cheap guitar, so that's cool. what else? What else with this? Oh, I noticed the back. Originally, I thought the back was black, but because of the lighting, when the lighting changed, I realized that this guitar is a very dark green, which actually looks a little nice. It's got a bit of a difference on the neck with the shade of green, so it does actually affect the neck. And I noticed after being able to see it in better lighting that it is a three-piece body. Very hard to see any kind of... There might be a scarf joint. I'm not sure, but I think there might be. And for the most part, this has been... I've seen Gibson Les Pauls in worse quality than this. Meaning, you know, the Philip McKnight did a video where he gets a new like custom studio. I don't remember, but he gets a Gibson Les Paul, and the knobs are popping off and stuff, and he has like the guitar's just in shambles. And I got this thing for less than $200, and honestly, I'm not thinking much. There's not much in the way of upgrades to do to it. You do a little bit of work to set it up better, but it's there's not much to do here with this guitar. If you're looking for a project, this thing might bore you. Yeah. I really can't say that there's that much to do. I don't have much in the way of buzzing on the frets. The fretwork is passable. It's not perfect, but it's fairly good. And there's little minor things. I don't know if I'm able to show this on camera, but there's this little thing here, I guess. This little nud, blah, 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 whatever this is. Here, I guess if you really want to nitpick at a guitar that's not even $200 shipped to my door. And like I showed you with the electronics, they probably need a little fixing. Unless I'm just, because I don't normally use these types of I don't normally lower the volume at all on my guitars. So maybe that's supposed to be like that and I don't know it. But I don't normally do those things. So I may even not even bother with that. Yeah, I've seen worse from Gibson. It just doesn't have a Gibson headstock, so I'm sorry. I have more expensive guitars that don't sound as good as this, and I have more expensive guitars that sound as good as this. So I feel like I scored. This one is fairly nice. And I can't say much bad about it. Quite happy with it. That doesn't mean that you may not have a different experience. If you purchase it, I may have just gotten lucky. But honestly, this guitar does not require a hell of a lot. I'm not even sure. I don't even think I need to do a neck adjustment. The action was good out of the box. Maybe this isn't a project guitar. Yeah. So, quite good. Quite happy. And I'm going to have some coffee and deal with my sickness. By the way, this is a 3D printed pick. I started printing picks yesterday because I have a 3D printer. This actually works fairly well. May not go to the store and get a pick anymore. Alright, have a good one.